Hi friends, it's me again. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, my throat. I told you earlier in my earlier video, my chicken casserole, if you watched it, I was going to show you how to make your own stovetop stuffing. And I'm going to put this in the freezer. So for Christmas, Christmas Eve dinner, we had little fish sliders, and I took these little King Hawaiian rolls. Now listen, these were honey wheat. I had no idea they made honey wheat. I just picked these up at the grocery store thinking they were the normal. Anyway, they were still delicious. But I had a bag and a half left of these after making those fish sliders. So I thought I don't want to throw them away, and I don't need this many croutons. So what I did was I chunked them all up and put them in my toaster oven about 300 degrees so they came out like this, crunchy. So that bag and a half made 3 4-cup bags of stuffing, bread, dry bread. So what I'm going to show you is how to make a stovetop stuffing that you can throw in your freezer and pull out whenever you want for that casserole I just made or for a side dish. Super simple. Don't throw away your leftover holiday bread. And then what I did was I wrote the instructions on here so that I would remember what was in here. And simple, and if I wanted to gift it. So what I've got here is, this is what I'm going to use to put in mine. I have this chicken soup base. And if you don't have this, it's not a big deal. If you have chicken bouillon, grab you one of those, crush you up one of those little squares and put in your bag. So first of all, I'm going to take that chicken base and I'm going to add in a tablespoon of that each bag. Stuff smells good. Okay, it's that simple, guys. Doesn't take a lot of effort, especially with prices as high as they are now. Don't want anything to go to waste. I mean, seriously. So up next, I've got some celery flakes, which I didn't think Brock would be able to find those. I gave him a list the other day while I was at work, and he ran and grabbed some stuff, but they had them at our little store here in Bob and Carl, so you should be able to find these anywhere. These are celery flakes. I'm going to do a tablespoon of those in each one. Now, by all means, if you have fresh celery, you can cook it off and cool it and put it in. I do not have any celery. Celery is not something I keep. I buy it just for recipes because I don't like raw celery. That's just me. I never have liked raw celery. I love it cooked. Do not like it raw. Okay, so there goes our celery flakes. I'm going to put the lid on this so I don't spill it everywhere. Next up is sage. Sage. We'll throw a little over your shoulders if you had some relatives come and visit and they stunk up your house with their bad intentions. Total sage. Anyway, so half cup of sage. Or not half cup. Oh my goodness, don't do that. Half a tablespoon of sage, going in each one. Sage is kind of wrong, kind of strong, kind of wrong. It's never wrong. It's strong. So, you know, use as much as you want. That's another thing my dad, when he smoked, he made the stuffing. Oh heavens, the sage that man put in there would ward off any evils for at least a year and a half. Then when he stopped smoking, he realized, ooh, I'm like, please don't put so much sage in the dressing. Okay, sage in the dressing. Now the minced onions, I like those. I'm gonna do a full, I'm gonna be about out. Tablespoon in those. Like I said, you could also do fresh onions. You could saute those. This is the quick version. I'm making this before I get ready to go to work version. I'm going to put this in my freezer. These are a little stuck together here. I see my little spice jars. I have the tops on that you can pour or you can shake out. It's nice to have. I ordered these on Amazon, of course, when I got my new spice rack. There we go. Had to break those loose a little bit. Okay. Now we've got we've put in so far the sage, the minced onions, and then that chicken bouillon mix. Next up is Italian seasoning. We're gonna do, I like Italian seasoning because it has everything mixed in. So you don't have to get 5 different bottles of stuff. We're gonna do a tablespoon of that because this is a lot of stuffing. Now notice I didn't add any salt because you can do that once you cook it, because I don't know, you may want to cook this in chicken broth, beef broth, turkey broth, whatever broth you want. You cook it in water. Okay. Next up, I'm going to do a little bit of celery seed too, because I like that celery taste. Probably about a half a tablespoon of celery seed, since I already put the celery flake in there. That's it, gang. There you've just made 3 boxes of stovetop stuffing. You're going to get the ear out. Now I put on here a cup of water or a cup of broth. Now you may need to adjust that because I did 4, I tried to do the same amount as a box of stovetop stuffing. It says a cup and a half of water. So you may have to adjust it once your dressing is cooking. So to that you add 4 tablespoons of butter or 1/4 of a cup of butter. You'll bring that broth or butter to a boil, and you'll add in your stuffing, and you can cover it and let it get moist, or you can bake it with chicken. You can do whatever you want with it. You can put it in with the casserole like I just did. So what you want to do is you want to seal this, get the air out. Make sure you label it. You want to shake all that up and put it in your freezer. And that's it, gang. See how super simple that is? Like I said, don't forget to write the instructions on there. Don't forget to label what's in here. Sometimes you freeze something and it's like this. And you're like, what is that mangled mess in my freezer? And you don't know because it's froze, and it froze like that. So make sure you label your freezer bags. That's it. So I've got 3 helpings of this from my leftover bread and a few spices I had in my cupboard. And I'm going to have delicious stuffing. All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning to you. I hope you have a good morning. It is morning. I'm in my pajamas and my hair's not combed. Typical Krista recipe time. So anyway, I better go. Better get ready for work. I got to feed the hungry people. And I will talk to you later. I hope you try the stuffing.